Ladies and gentlemen, Crown of Thoughts. I'm your host, Double A. Today I have this fucking glare. Black, I gotta fix this fucking. That's still fucked up. Black Rifle Espresso, triple shot, 300 milligrams of caffeine. Rich mocha. Let's go down through this shit. Mission focused plus MCT oil. Good source of amino acids, blah, 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 blah. Do they have a what's that called when they don't tell you how much shit they put in it? Whatever. So I went to Rutter's, right? Or yeah, I went to Rutter's to get my monster coffee, iced coffee thing they make. And I like to get the 300 milligram ones because for me, if I'm getting an energy drink and it don't have 300 milligrams of caffeine, then it's a waste of money. They didn't have it. So I drove off to Royal Farms because I'm determined. And I get to Royal Farms and they don't have it, but they have this shit. Black Rifle shit. So let's give it a try, man. It's like the same thing. So I've been thinking yesterday was yeah, usually if I got something to say, it's something I thought of yesterday. Um INFP, I think I am. INFP, and we mull things over in our heads and usually don't come up with like an actual response till the day after. So if you piss me off, I might actually not know I'm pissed off till I think about it. I actually get angry pretty quick. An INFP supposedly takes a while to get angry. What am I talking about? Oh, yesterday I was doing a lot of thinking and I'm like, dude, because I've got this concept years ago from Alan Watts, the yin and the yang. And it's like, it was one of those I watched the lecture and then like the next day after thinking about it, I was in the shower and I'm like the only way that I can know for sure that this water is hot is because the water has been cold before. Hot wouldn't even be hot. It would just be the way it is. And what I'm getting at is everything you don't there is no good without bad, there is no hot without cold, there is no happy without sad, there is no whatever the fuck. And so I was like I wonder if like so let me backtrack. I came up with a definition for the term God um a while back. And I determined that God is that which you cannot control. You know, maybe also like the unknown, but I don't need to be adding shit to the fucking definition right now. And so I thought the only reason you know what oh yeah, so like the only reason you know what happy is because there exists a thing called sad. And the only reason you know what like peace of mind is because there exists this thing called like hatred, anger, frustration. I don't know what the opposite of peace is. Probably anger or something. Who the fuck? But the point is, there's a whole spectrum of feelings, and you wouldn't know one from the other if there was only one. So it's like, what? So basically, like, you are all of them, or you wouldn't be you. I was gonna, the God thing was gonna come into play here. Whatever, it's just a word. I'm just proud of myself for coming up with a definition of that word. So, emotional spectrum. Okay, so you're all of those. You just utilize certain ones at certain times. And I was thinking maybe it's not even necessary to do that. Maybe you could adapt all of the emotions at once and just be like everything. Just be everything. Like what if you like you if you could go about your day and feel all these things at once and just adapt them into you because um I was watching Jordan Peterson and he said like exposure therapy. He said the people that do exposure therapy, they like don't get more afraid or they don't get less afraid of the thing that they're like. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not gonna, I'm not fucking, but people that do the exposure therapy, they don't get less afraid of the thing, they get braver or stronger. And so it's like if you battle out something in your head, you don't get less of you don't get less afraid of it. You just get stronger. And that was an interesting concept, and I thought about that for a while, and I'm like, how would they know? And blah 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 blah. But I just accepted it, and then all right, so we're going back to the Alan Watts shit, the yin and the yang, and the feelings. So one feeling wouldn't exist without the other. So why don't? What if you like experienced all of them at once, and whereas not you experience all of them at once, and then you become this one stoic like human, and you're not like all happy all or giddy, and you're not moping around sad, and you're not furiously angry or any of these things. You just are like one. And maybe you could utilize different emotions as they're helpful to you. And like that's not something that's probably like super possible, but that would be like as far as you could get in that direction would be a good goal to just kind of be, like not so much affected by things as much, but like to already be all these things wrapped in one. And then you could just, it's like you'd be braver or something, or you'd just be like, things just wouldn't affect you as much. And I was like, that'd be a kind of a cool goal. And like, so the God thing is like, if God is that which you can't control, and you would experience certain things that you just couldn't handle or whatever, And then you come up with this concept that the Christians would always say at church, like let it surrender to God. So if God's that which you can't control or the unknown, and shit's hitting you from all angles, and you're like, I can't handle this. I can only do the things that I can control. The rest I'll surrender to God. And you just surrender that shit, and you only deal with the things you can deal with, and all those crazy spinning emotions and shit you combine into one thing to make you more stoic or whatever. You surrender that shit, so you're not like, because it's almost pointless sometimes when you experience, all right, so when you experience emotions in a big blast of each one, which I tend to do, and you get real angry or real sad or real happy or whatever, you're in that way, you're almost resisting reality, because it's like if you're real sad, generally it's because you're not letting go of something. If you're real angry, generally it's like anger's like not a real emotion. It's like a placeholder for some other emotion. So if you're real angry, you're like not acknowledging something. You're not dealing with something. And if you're real happy, you're being, I wouldn't worry about that. It's good to be real happy. Fuck it. Like take it as it comes. But you're still overutilizing one part of what's reality of what's actually happening. And the problem with getting super happy is that you'll drop that. And even if you drop to a standard state, it'll feel like you're dropping farther. So what if you could just combine all this shit and accept what's happening as life? And life wouldn't exist without all this fucking shit. You can't just have one emotion. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to do that, but that's what you do. And maybe like the definition of maturity is seeing how much of that shit you can combine and just walk around with. So maybe something fucks with you, but it don't fuck with you that much. And maybe you get excited, but you don't get so excited that you're not paying attention to what you're doing, and shit like that. So that's what I was thinking about, like God consciousness. It almost has like a more defined taste than the Monster. I would switch, I think, to this, but I don't see them anywhere. I was at Royal Farms and they carry different types of products. It's funny because the little corner store up the street, they got a whole selection of energy drinks that's like, and it's just a little store, and then you go to one of these bigger places and they ain't got shit as far as energy drinks. They got all this other crap. It's a problem with convenience stores. You walk in to get something to eat, and it's like they got fucking like popcorn and like a $10 tuna fish sandwich. And you're like, guys, are you even trying? I could open up a better convenience store than this. There's like, ain't nothing to eat. Beef jerky that costs like $500. You gotta put a down payment on some fucking beef jerky. It's fucking ridiculous. It's a good taste. Like it's not, it's less, tastes less sugary. So the God consciousness, man, it's like I just came up with this thought and I try to feel it and embrace it. and it was like, I don't know yet if it's gonna be like a real thing. I think about a lot of shit. Thus, Crown of Thoughts exists. And yeah, so I'm gonna experiment with that a little more. I work 12-hour shifts, and I got plenty of time to think about fucked up shit. And I'm gonna see about that. Like, try to. It's hard to explain some of this stuff because I'm not quite sure what I think about it or what I feel about it. I just I just talk about shit on here that I don't necessarily just thinking to myself, but my memory sucks so much if I just, well, it's not that. It's just when you don't write shit down, you don't remember it. It just comes and goes in your head. So I fucking don't want to write shit down. So I'm thinking about it out loud. So anyway, the point is, I'm not sure about this particular concept, but I'm gonna fuck with it and just try to tone everything down. And like maybe that could be the definition of maturity. I think the definition of maturity is the amount of time when you think about something, how much time closing the gap. Fuck, man. What am I trying to say? Like impulsivity. When you think about something or something or react to something, how much time you have before you react. The more you widen that gap, I think that's the definition of maturity. The wider that gap is from when you think something till you react to it. And so when you're younger, you don't have as big of a gap and you just kind of do shit. Or you're me and you just fucking do shit. So I'm gonna fuck around with this new concept and go about my day and trying to understand that all feelings are necessary. All of them have to exist in order for you to know what you are, in order for you to be alive and to feel. All of them have to exist. And so when you're drinking all the time or doing whatever to numb yourself down constantly, you stop like being, it's like you're living without fucking part of you. It's like you're living without running on only half your brain and you stop feeling alive. And so to be alive, you got to take risks and you got to feel all these feelings, all of them. If you don't, you're not fucking experiencing life. And that's something to get out of this concept too, is like, you know, maybe you just plain have to feel all these things, but sometimes I think when you overdo one of the emotions, it's because you're not accepting that you're a living being and that in the big picture of things from a bird's eye view, or what I call like a shroom view of things, where you see just the big picture and the momentum going through. And I can kind of see shit that way a lot. Like I see in my head the big picture of things and the momentum and where things are going and how they'll probably flow. Energy will probably flow in particular directions for X amount of time due to the momentum. And so, you know, like kind of hard to explain, but I'm trying to explain it. But maybe you can tell the momentum and where things are going and how things are to be for the next X amount of time. And if you're resisting that, it's just pointless because life's got a limited amount of time and you got to experience all this shit. And nothing lasts forever. So when something ends, something else begins. When one door closes, another one opens. You're not gonna fucking see that door opening if you're still stuck on the one that closed. And shit, man. That's basically what I was thinking about, you know. But it's fucking nice out today. The weather is fucking amazing. Like I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. I just want to do something outside. And I maybe go for a hike or something, but there's no one to chill with today. I have a weird schedule, so I just have off random days of the week, and there's like people are all working and shit. So there's really no one to chill with today. So I would be taking a walk alone or a hike alone, and that's a weird experience sometimes because you're like you're walking, you're taking you're taking this hike, and unless you got crazy places to go off the beaten path and you can circle around and have like a little cool adventure by yourself. If you're just taking the standard type of hike and then eventually you just stop and turn around and walk back and you're not talking to no one, you're just chilling with yourself and shit. When you get back to the car, it's almost like it's almost like beating off the porn. Like afterwards, it's like, well, what was that all about? I don't know what to think about that. So anyway, I might do that, the hike part. Who knows? Maybe I'll check both them fucking things off on my list today. Great weather. Yesterday was amazing too. I got home from work. I put this fucking helmet strap it on album in. I had that already in from a couple days before. I can't take it out. It's such a good album. And on these speakers with this fucking record player, dude, I fucking packed one up and I went on my porch and I left the door open. I cranked that shit up almost the whole way. I can't crank it that far up because it's so fucking loud. But I go out there, start puffing on my bowl, and the fucking helmet, strap it on, is blasting. Like you could feel it from the neighbors. Like you could like hear it from way down the street. It was so loud, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, man. All my neighbors are loud. I've always been respectful, and I get my fucking time here and there. I'm gonna bang this album out, and the neighbors are gonna be like walking over, like, "Who is that, man?" It's like it's Helmet, dude. But you gotta listen to the old Helmet because the new shit sucks a lot. I don't know what the fuck that guy's thinking. Paige Hamilton. Paige Hamilton, guys, one of the fucking greatest of the greats. What they had Born Annoying was like the demo they made. This cat fucking like pulls the cord out of this shit. This cat is, well, they're all cats are like that, I guess. So they had Born Annoying, the original demo. Got 4 tracks. It's like a lot of bands have that first EP thing, and that's like their first ever, and no one ever hears about it. So there's that, and then so Strap It On is the first full length, and then they put out Meantime, which is probably their biggest album. It has their biggest hit on song on it. It's like they're nice. And then so that one's really good. And then Betty is after that, and it's more of a funky, like more clean vocals in it and shit or whatever. I don't know how to describe his vocals to be honest. And then after that is Aftertaste. And Aftertaste is all right. It's got some good shit. It's pretty well rounded and good all around. And then after that, bam, shit. Just bullshit. There's been like 6 albums after that I can't even piece together enough songs to make one good album out of. And it's weird to me. How, like, does he not notice that his albums suck now? Or I don't know. Don't know why I got off on that tangent. But yeah, I played that shit and I blasted out all the fucking neighbors. One by one, they started going back in the house. And I'm like, guys, you live around here. When people blast their music, they're usually playing bullshit music, like fucking. I don't know what to call this shit anymore. It's like it's like you would think of it as rap, but it's really it sounds fucking. I don't know. I don't like the rap I like is fucking old school New York style beats and pretty much old school artists all around. So that new shit, I can't fucking do that, man. And so here I am, rocking the full blown chaos shirt. So yeah, I went and seen full blown chaos recently, and you guys didn't. So you fucking suck. And there's the dichotomy there. The fucking the hardcore kids, because I'm older now, and I think I've retired from the pit at this point. At least with hardcore shows, because you get your fucking face rocked, you get teeth knocked out. It's fucking brutal. The cat is fucking with the cord now. Stop it, just for a second, cat. And so there's like the new ones, the new kids. They get in there and their form isn't that right or whatever. This cat is fucking crazy. I need to do another Kanga episode. Maybe have another guest on. I keep doing these solo ones, but this is what like kind of what the. I think this will be my new direction. But then there's like the hardcore kids that got the stylish clothes on, and they do like the. It's like interpretive dancing and acrobatics. They have it down to a science. And then, so there's the new guys that kind of don't know what they're doing, but they're in there having their fun. Then there's like the fucking dude's girlfriend that really doesn't know what's about to happen, and she gets like kicked in the fucking face, and the dude's like, "It's all right, that's what we do here," and he like walks her away, almost embarrassed at the real. And then anyway, and then there's like the people that just want to murder motherfuckers, and stay away from those, ladies and gentlemen. Is there any other fucking shit I wanted to say? I was talking about the God consciousness or the stoic way of life or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm gonna fuck with that because I think that's a good direct. I think I'm onto something with that. I really do. And so that would make you less hysterical because on these videos, a lot of times I'm trying to catch myself in awkward emotional states to kind of look back on it and be like, so what was going on with me that I was acting this way, or how could I have changed it? And then you guys see the shit. And I had a couple people message me like, "Are you okay, man?" It's like, yeah, I'm trying to capture myself in different kind of states, like the worst states that I'm in. Sometimes, whatever. Crown of thoughts, everybody. I'm double A. You're not. And shit, man, have a good one. Next time Full Blown Chaos is around, I hope to see you there, bitches.